A Fiery Love, Chapter 6, Unexpected Visit. Only one day had passed since Spike and Twilight had told their friends about their relationship, but both wondered how Twilight's family would take it all. Already the same morning, both sit in the kitchen and eat breakfast together, but they sit silent. "What do you think my parents and brother will say?" Twilight asked. "I have no idea," said Spike. Spike was nervous because he knew he had sent 2 letters, one to her parents and one to Shining Armor. "Possibly they will be shocked," said Spike. "You're probably right in that." But suddenly Spike calls up a roll, and Twilight begins to read and is shocked. "What is it, Twilight?" "It's for Cadence. She, Shining Armor, and my parents are coming over today," said Twilight. Spike was silent, and he was prepared for them to come the truth. Spike looks at Twilight, who immediately gets a panic attack. He walks up to her. "Calm, Twilight. I'm sure everything will go well," said Spike. "I'm just scared how they will take it all." Spike hugged her and gave her a kiss on the cheek to calm her down. It seems to help. "Should I buy something on the market prior to the visit?" he asked. "Maybe some flowers and maybe some sweets," Twilight said. "Okay, I will go with the market at once." Spike gave Twilight another kiss before going to the market. At the market, Spike buys a smaller bouquet of roses and then he meets Applejack. "Good morning, Spike," says Applejack. "Good morning, AJ. You're early at the market. I will buy some sweets. Are you okay? You seem a little stressed." Spike looks at Applejack, who is smiling at him. I'm just nervous about Twilight's family coming over after we sent a letter and told the parents and her brother." "Oh, sweet Celestia, I hope everything will go well," she said. "Thanks, Applejack. I will probably go buy some sweets." "Okay, Sugar Cube, I hope everything goes well." Spike waves to Applejack when he goes to Sugar Corner, where he buys some cupcakes, cookies, and a cake. He returned to the castle, and 2 hours later there was a knock on the gate. Spike opened the gates, and outside the entire family stood watching Spike looking back. "Welcome," said Spike. Spike was quite nervous, but he didn't try to sound nervous. "Thank you, Spike," said Cadence. Spike nervously led them to the dining room where Twilight was waiting for them. She too was quite nervous, but she tried to keep calm. "Hey, Cadence, Shining Armor, Mom, Dad," said Twilight. "Hi, Twilight," said Shining Armor. "Hey, Twilight," said Lightlight. Everyone sat down at the table except Spike and Twilight, who went to the kitchen to pick the sweets. Twilight was just calm. "Everything will go well," said Spike. "Are you sure about that, Spike?" "I'm absolutely sure," said Spike. Spike held her hoof and looked at her with a smile, and that made her heart melt. She took a deep breath, and both went out to their sweets. At first, everything was pretty quiet. No pony said anything. "So, Shining Armor, how is Crimson Empire?" "The Empire goes just fine," said Shining Armor. "It is good to hear." Spike tried to smile, but still felt nervous. "So, you and Spike are together?" asked Cadence. Cadence broke the silence, and both Spike and Twilight looked at her. "That's right," said Spike. Both were expected to hear something of it all. "Well, all I can say is way something expected," said Lightlight. "That's really unexpected." said Twilight Velvet. With the thought of that what you wrote about Starflower had planned, I can totally understand that you felt betrayed and heartbroken, said Shining Armor. But we didn't expect you and Spike to become a couple, said Twilight Velvet. Twilight watching her parents and Spike was also watching. But Spike and I love each other deeply, said Twilight. He has been there for me no matter what happened. We understand that Twilight, that we support your relationship, said Cadence. Is it true? She asked. That's right. We want to see you happy, and we can see how much Spikes make you happy, said Twilight Velvet. Thank you, said Twilight. Twilight smiled at her family, who smiled back. If I meet Starflower, then I will have a long conversation with him after what he was going to do with you, says Shining Armor. No big brother is needed. That is not needed. Let's just enjoy the sweets and the visit, said Twilight Velvet. Agreed. Let us have fun together, said Cadence. They sit and enjoy the lunch together, and they talk about Spike and Twilight and Spike. In any case, Twilight's parents were supportive of their relationship. After lunch, Twilight's dad took a walk around town to get some fresh air. How long will you stay in Ponyville? Spike asked. We stay overnight, said Shining Armor. Although Cadence and I have been thinking of staying in Ponyville for a few days, said Twilight Velvet. Is it true? Twilight asked. Yes. We haven't had much girl time together, said Cadence. Twilight was pleasant to hear that her mom and Cadence would stay in Ponyville, at least for a while. I will return home to Crystal Empire, said Shining Armor. Your dad is going home and take care of his job, said Twilight Velvet. It should be fun to spend time with you, said Twilight. That night, Twilight spent playing cards with the family, while Spike was playing chess with Shining Armor. We should meet more often, said Twilight Velvet. Yes, it's sad that we don't meet so often, she said to Twilight. When it was 11 p.m., every pony went inside to go to bed, although Twilight couldn't fall asleep. She went to Spike's room. She saw light from his room. She knocked gently on the door. Spike, are you up? She asked. She whispered so quietly that she couldn't wake up her family. Well, I am up. You can come in, said Spike. She steps in and seeing Spike is laying in his bed reading comic books. I guess you can't sleep either. I can't sleep, so I chose to read some comics so I could fall asleep, Spike said. Twilight smiles at him and sits on his bedside. She looks at Spike with who pulls away the comic book. Is something wrong, darling? She asked. No, I'm just glad my family accepts us. Spike sat up and smiled at Twilight. I knew that they were going to do that. I had a feeling of it, said Spike. Spike leaning forward and kissed her cheek. Do you want to sleep here tonight? I would like that, said Twilight. Spike moves on so that Twilight could fit in the bed. She lays next to him and he holds her. They give each other a goodnight kiss. It didn't take long for them to fall asleep. The next day, Twilight was at the train station to say goodbye to her brother and her dad. See you soon, Twilight, said Nightlight. Yes, we will soon, said Twilight. See you in a couple of days in Camelot, said Nightlight. I will be home in a few days, said Twilight Velvet. Twilight's dad got on his train, which left the station shortly. After the next train arrived to Crystal Empire. Take care of Flurry while I'm away, said Kings. It will go well, said Shining Armor. I will tell you that her mom stays with her aunt Twilight for a while, said Shining Armor. I will miss you, BBFF, said Twilight. I will miss you too, Twilight, said Shining Armor. After Shining Armor's train had left, Twilight, Cadence, and Twilight Velvet entered town. What were you able to find out to do? How about going to have some lunch? I'm starting getting hungry, said Cadence. That sounds good. A good suggestion, said Twilight Velvet. Okay, let's go to a restaurant. I think that is good, said Twilight. Twilight brought them to the restaurant. Meanwhile, Spike was still at the castle, taking care of his chores. He didn't mind because it was a while since Twilight saw Cadence, her mom. But at the same time, somewhere in Camelot is Starflower. His plans is to revenge on Twilight and Spike for mocking him and put his small crystals in the TARDIS. I am going to take revenge on your mother for what they did to you. He came up with a good plan to turn him to Spike, to try to destroy his reputation and banish him from Equestria forever. I will make sure my plan is flawless. Twilight and Cadence and Twilight Velvet had enjoyed their lunch together at the restaurant, and now sitting at the park to relax. Do you want to come to the party that Pinky will arrange for me and Spike? Twilight asked. You're glad to come, said Twilight Velvet. Yes, it will be fun, said Cadence. Good, for the party starts in 2 hours. Meanwhile, while they were waiting at the castle, Spike was out flying a good distance outside Ponyville. He landed in a place and enjoyed the view. He chose to stay on the spot for a while, before returning to the party. After a while in Ponyville, every pony had arrived except Spike. Where is Spike? Charity asked. I don't know. He would just take a flight that was an hour ago, said Twilight. He's probably just a little late, said Twilight the Velvet. You're probably right, Mom, she said. At the same time, Spike was on his way back home, but then Spike heard something. Help, somebody! Shouted Starflower. Spike stopped and looked and saw a cave that had collapsed. He quickly flew there and landed right outside the opening. Are you okay? He asked. Yes, but I'm stuck in here, answered Starflower. I will get you out there. Spike started digging, and soon he was through. But then he saw a pony he immediately recognized. Starflower! But before Spike was able to continue, he was hit by a green ray that caused him to collapse. Spike wakes Aldo up and sees him stuck in a cocoon. Drop me out, or I will do it myself, said Spike. You will not escape from this moment, and you will be drained of all your love you had, said Starflower. Spike then understood that Starflower was a changeling. How could you do this? Changelings are Pony's friends now, said Spike. But I'm not, said Starflower. Why are you doing this? Spike asked. To avenge my mom who put in the TARDIS because you're friends, said Starflower. Spike understood that his mother was Chrysalis. You're Chrysalis' son? That's right, Starflower said. My girlfriend will catch you, said Spike. So Twilight are your girlfriends. It's very, very interesting. But be calm. I will drain her love quickly. You will leave her alone, said Spike. Spike tried to get away, but he was too weak, and the last thing he saw before he lost his consciousness was Starflower turned into him. After a while, Starflower arrived in Ponyville as Spike. The party was going on and has been going on for a half hour. Spike, there you are. I started to get worried, said Twilight. Sorry, I was prevented from enjoying the nature, said Starflower. Starflower's plan seemed to work. No pony could imagine he wasn't Spike. The party went well Though that Starflower wanted to slowly drain Twilight's love, he did not want to be revealed at once. After the party lasted for a couple of hours, Starflower drained off Twilight's energy, and no one suspected anything without thinking that the party made her tired. Thanks for coming. Do you feel good, Twilight? Cadence asked. Yeah, I'm just tired. Maybe you should go to bed, said Cadence. I will probably go do that. I go to bed since it has been a long day, said Twilight. Starflower and Twilight left and gave each other a good kiss. Once in Spike's room, Starflower could not help but smile evilly. They cannot believe that I'm not the real Spike, said he. I will make sure they don't do that. At the same time, Twilight, Velvet, and Cadence took care of the cleaning without having any idea what was going on. I think Spike was a little bit different to himself, said Cadence. That probably depends on his love for Twilight. You're probably right about that, said Cadence. After taking care of the cleaning, they went to bed themselves, but while the others were asleep, Starflower was still awake. He had returned to his proper form again. Soon, Mother, I will have you avenged, said Starflower. Our enemy deserves a punishment. She and the others soon will feel our wrath endlessly. My revenge, said Starflower. Starflower hoped that everything will be going according to the plan, and it wasn't long before he himself fell asleep. While in the cave, Spike, still hanging in the cocoon unconscious, slowly empties of his love.